Welcome back to Stray Trains. We return back to the top 10 series for another video where we take a look at 10 facts you may not know about the Metro network. Fact number 1, it is indeed possible to travel to every station on the network in one day. These two uni students recently did it in November 2021 where they started at about 4:30 a.m. in the morning and then the following morning finished at 1:30 a.m. taking over 20 hours to travel to every station on the network. I must say myself, I've probably done no more than about 5 to 6 hours a day filming and going around the network, and even after then I'm absolutely knackered. So hats off to these boys who took what was an over 20-hour journey where they could have flown to basically anywhere in the world they wanted to. So pretty crazy, I must say. Fact number 2 is a quick one. Usually for two platform islands stations, trains open their doors on the right side of direction of travel. However, at Westoner Station, trains open their doors on the left side despite it being an island station. Fact number 3, the only type of train that can legally take passengers on every line and thus every station of the network is indeed the Comenge trains. Just another testament of how great they have been on the network. Fact number 4, the only line where all services stop at all stations on the line is indeed the Sandringham line. A few lines that may come to mind quickly is the Williamstown line. Remember though, some Williamstown trains do terminate at Newport, especially late at night. So even if they are stops all, they don't stop at every single station on the line for every single service. The Upfield line might also come to mind, and to that I would say actually all trains on the Upfield line do stop all to Upfield, except I have seen a 922 Limited Express to Batman station, which means that there is sometimes one service a day that doesn't stop all to Upfield, meaning Upfield is disqualified from this. And the only other line that I think would come to mind is indeed the Alamein line. However, keep in mind the Alamein line obviously has its shuttles to Camberwell and even does have Limited Express services during peak hours, such as services that do run express through East Richmond and even other ones as well. And actually also the Mernda line, but there are some trains on the Mernda line that do terminate at stations such as Epping and South Morang. Fact number 5, it is actually possible to tell which exact Comenge trains will be retired in the near future. Any Comenge trains that are still on stage 1 of the life extension program are set to be retired, of course, before those that have been life extended to further stages. And also, on the Dandenong Group lines, all Comenge are expected to be off them by mid-22, suggesting that by about early to mid-22, only HMTs and Siemens will be running services on those lines, which is a pretty scary thought, I must say, and very sad too. Fact number 6, we take a look at high-capacity metro trains, and whilst they were advertised as being built in Victoria for Victoria, technically the actual parts of the HMTs were made in China, meaning technically they were only assembled in Victoria, despite the advertisements seeming that these trains were Australian made. Edging out Williamstown Beach and North Williamstown, Upper Ferntree Gully is the longest station name on the network, being 18 letters plus 2 spaces. On the other hand, Bell Station is the shortest name on the network for stations, being only 4 letters long. At fact number 8, despite South Kensington Station being on the Sunbury line, no Sunbury services actually stop at the station in either direction of travel. However, this will change in 2025 when the Metro Tunnel opens and all Sunbury services will be diverted through the tunnel and no longer have to be stops all except South Kensington services. Fact number 9 brings us an interesting scenario on the Frankston line. Whenever trains are down due to works or for any other reason between Mordialloc and Frankston, if you get on at Southland during peak hour and you need to travel to Mentone Station, despite it being just one station in between being Cheltenham, you actually need to take 2 trains. This is because during peak hour, all services terminate at Cheltenham, and all Limited Express services run express from Caulfield to Cheltenham and then stop all to Mordialloc. So if you get on at Southland one station before Cheltenham, you need to get on the stops all service which terminates at Cheltenham. Then you need to swap there and take the Limited Express service when it stops at Cheltenham and take the next station on the line, which is Mentone. So despite these stations being literally one apart, you actually need to take 2 trains, which is a very interesting scenario. You might say that, well, it's not, I would say, uncommon. For example, if you get on at East Richmond and want to go to South Yarra, despite Richmond being the only station in between, you still technically need to take a Burnley group to Richmond and then change there for either a Pakenham, Cranbourne, Frankston or Sandringham service. However, these stations are on the exact same line, so I don't know, it just creates a really odd scenario, don't you think? And fact number 10. There are only 3 tram squares left on the network, with Glenhuntly Station soon to be grade separated and calls for speeding up of the Kooyong Station grade separation. Riversdale Station on the quiet Alamein line may be the last tram square remaining on the network in just a couple years' time. Anyway, thanks so much for watching part 2 of the top 10 facts. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll leave it at there. Cheers!